of Borderlands 2. Either way, it gets done today before we get off here. And then I don't think we'll get off early. I think this will definitely, last us. But we need to try to start earlier tomorrow. I did not get to sleep last night until about 9. I just couldn't sleep. 9 a.m. So ended up sleeping in again. But it's okay. Because we're going to finish. We're going to finish regardless. Let's check this out.
Listen carefully, mouth breathers of the world. This is Patricia Tanis, and I have found another vault. As you may know, the opening of the first vault 5 years ago triggered a chain reaction that revealed more vaults on
I forget this part.
You don't want to hear about that, Vault Hunter. You want to hear about loot and packs and explosions. I'm Tori, and I'm here to ask you one question and one.
Hey, he doesn't have nipples either.
Explosions?
Kinda, maybe he does.
Off this echo frequency, you protein-guzzling buffoon! I'm trying to convey.
That sentence had too many syllables. Apologize.
As I was saying, I've discovered that this new vault is buried in the center of a large crater and will only
Apologize.
open, and I quote, once the champion of Pandora feeds it the blood of the ultimate coward.
Blood of the ultimate coward.
I sincerely believe this is fucking awesome. It's so awesome that we're gonna set up a tournament to find us #1 badass. If you want in, come to where the vault is buried. In the badass crater of badassitude.
That's not what the area is called.
Badass crater, badassitude.
So every vault opens another vault. That's like a big part of the Borderlands 3 lore that was discovered on the galaxy map, and that explains why there ends up being so many
Welcome to the badass
of
crater
these.
badassitude, badass. This is Mr. Tor, broadcasting to you from Deep
Badass.
You're here.
Oh,
That means
man.
you'll win our tournament. Open a vault and earn the title of #1 badass. Now, before you get started, you gotta digitally sign our legal waiver.
Alright, slide into the tournament. So the deal with this is, this is a pretty standard run. We've already got the hard one. We just have to do all the quests, and we have to discover all the name locations. This isn't a very long DLC. Then we're gonna head to Lilith. Pretty psyched. And that's, we succeed today, which I'm hoping we will. That's what I plan to do. Tomorrow we're on Tails. Should be a funny DLC. I think there's also some pretty cool bosses in this DLC. Man, I'm a little disappointed though. I've been putting my VIP rewards in, and I was supposed to have a North fleet. Now I gotta put a support ticket in, but it's kind of dumb because I'm sort of over this anyways. This runs over. Today's the last day. So it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna sell this. I don't think you're here, Fit Man. I know you duped it. I'm gonna sell it because it's just taking up space. Where's that ruby at? I still gotta get water back this ruby. This Zuka. I need to keep trying to use it. There's 2 challenges we should be following. Okay, that's full. We should have probably ran back and bought some stuff with Iridium, but we kind of came out neutral because as much as we made Iridium yesterday, we spent just as much. Oh, you have to rewatch them? That sucks. I know I need Face Up, and I think I need Splish Splash. Splish Splash is the one that does the, say what again? Oh, wait. I'll trade with other players? Crap. I need 1 trade. I can make that happen. Yeah, I think I need this. And that'll unlock the other one, which is direct rocket hits. And then I need the shotgun one. Then I can go do the vehicle one. And I believe that'll do it. That'll be the achievement done. Working as intended.
Just kidding. Fuck the legal waiver. You're in Torgland now, sucker. Just head to the arena while I play you a sick guitar solo.
I don't think there's any new vehicles here. This DLC has some of the best chests. There's some really nice chest farming locations in this one. probably have to sign my nephew in. Tomorrow, depending on how long Tails takes, I might take the opportunity to go ahead and knock out another Moxie tournament and stream it.
Which put you behind my grandma, but ahead of some guy she come to death, it took several hours. If you want to open that vault, you gotta rise in the leaderboard.
Fail.
Also, you need a sponsor for motherfucking legal reasons. Get to the arena and we'll set you up with one.
Alright, so it's important we get all the name locations. There's I believe there's a really, really hard and kind of stupid racing quest in this one. I may have to go back and get my Moxie or my Ellie's like afterburner thing. I think we have in the bank. See, there's like a lot of quests, not quests, but chests like that hidden throughout this DLC. And they usually have really high drop rates. There's one in particular that's by a billboard that's famous for having extremely nice drop rates you can just farm over and over again. You know that thing that would normally cost you $10 in an EA game, apparently? Where's the Seraph Fender? Hey, a vault symbol. So I'm gonna equip this rocket launcher. We need a rocket launcher and a shotgun on, like the whole time. Because those are the two challenges we need. And we need up close shotgun kills and we need far away rocket kills. And then if somebody comes on to help with raid bosses, I'll need to trade.
Let's tussle, ball cutter. I have something for you.
And let me watch. Let's see real quick. I'm gonna pause. I can't here. Let's see how far away we need to be for this. We need 80 more. That was probably direct. Probably wasn't. See if that counted. Yeah, it did. Alright, sweet. As long as we know we're making progress, that's all I care about. It's a little less we have to do at, 4 in the morning tonight. Now let's see. Open wide. 585. How close do I need to be? Did that count? Come on, that should count. That was like right on his face. We could actually use Spyro Pete's bar to finish it.
Answer yes.
The only thing is going to be staying stocked up on rockets. That's going to be tough. Yeah, let's, Two Gun Zerker's been fun. We've been having lots of survivability, and now that we're facing guns, I'm actually going to switch back over to our sham. Let me kill you.
Welcome. I didn't want you to get bored, so I was like, fuck it, give everybody guns. We lost half of our workforce in 3 days, but who gives a fuck?
Who voiced Torg? I'm sure they've done right by Torg. I'm sure he's just as funny in the one that's upcoming. All these guys are like super heavily muscled. He's got these dead faces though. They really start leaning into the humor a lot harder in Borderlands 2. It looks like they're doing the same thing with Borderlands 3. Borderlands 1 is a lot more serious. But they've got like, the cheeseburger gun and shit in Borderlands 3, so... That became a huge part of the Borderlands franchise. Not just this art style, but that it's... doesn't take itself too seriously. Sometimes it goes a little too far, like some of the meme quests in Dragon's Bunkers and badasses we didn't dig into. Like, you want it to take itself a little bit serious just so it can tell those stories like it told in Tina's at the end, the main arc, and Handsome Jack and stuff. So I'm hoping it's a good mix in Borderlands 3.
I'm impressed with how you handle yourself out there.
Oh, here we go. We got our villain.
I hear you need a sponsor. And as it so happens,
Oh, never mind.
I need a new apprentice.
He's our friend.
Come find me in the arena. Just follow the succulent scent of success.
Piston, what would you say?
This guy's basically a living car.
Number one ranking.
Oh, Jeffrey. Well, I guess I say I'd have to do this. And then I tell them to never call me a cheater.
Don't mess with number one.
And you can quote me on that. Hey, over here, newbie. You are now in the presence.
You've got a sponsor. It's time to start the tournament. They love these Underdomes, dude.
Here's what Piston's offering, Chickadee.
Though I think this one is not just
Piston
strictly
will
Underdome.
sponsor you. Piston will take you under his muscly wing and we will open that vault together.
I mean, this guy's got to be in
Already
constant
set up
back
the first fight
pain.
in the arena. Get in there and show him that Piston and the Vault Hunter are a force to be reckoned with.
Is it just
Those
me, or
eyes.
does it seem like he's gonna betray the fuck out of you?
When I get this grayed out area off the map, go ahead and get some of our exploration done early so we don't gotta backtrack too much. So many fucking vehicles in this one. I think that becomes a big part of this. Really, it might become a frustrating quest. It's a racing quest. Is that your car has got a really good chance of being destroyed. I wish that they would have put your bank in every DLC to be able to access it from like the main area, because every DLC's got a hub. Whether it be the Lodge, whether it be Flame Rock Refuge. A lot of this we'll actually explore during the quest, so I'll go back to the quest. Some favorite characters get to be involved in this one. Alright, let's do it. Keep working on these challenges while we go. I've got my Commander Lilith achievement guide up. We don't gotta worry about that quite yet, but there is gonna be a couple that's missable that we gotta be careful about when we get there. Hey. This one, there's something stupid that involves one of these chests. There's a chest with like a super high drop rate for a specific item, and you don't want to finish a quest or it changes it. But we ain't gonna worry about it. Always a legendary in the Torg vending machines, and it's always a Torg legendary, but it costs a lot of tokens. So this is like the best place to farm out the double penetrating Incub Herald.
It looks like our next combatant has arrived. Does the Vault Hunter have what it takes to survive the appetite for destruction round? I think we all know the answer. Maybe. The rules are simple. Use the provided loot and kill everybody. The last fighter
You have to go back. It's
is a
kind of dumb.
bona fide badass. Go to the center of the arena
They did a really nice job on this arena. Obviously, there's a lot of arena shit in Borderlands. But this one I'm pretty sure branches out pretty quickly away from the arena stuff.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. The Horde of Horrors versus the Vault Hunter. Fight!
Fight! Round one. Round one. Fight. Sky rockets in flight. Afternoon delight. That caustic was messing me up. I'm really trying to make sure we make some progress towards these challenges while we're going forward, so we have less to do tonight. Well, this morning. You gotta like really measure that distance out. That wave was literally 2 guys. We ended last night with an arena. We're starting today with an arena.
Holy crap! Are you still fighting these idiots? You're gonna have to pick up the pace if you want to be Piston's partner. Another Wayne down.
We have a sponsor. Yeah, they love these vending machine things, so they designed it for the final boss, and it's like, oh man, we did a good job on this art asset. We should keep using this thing. And they make half of them fight one another. The guy screaming bloody murder. Yes, we're gonna keep a constant look on these, alright? I just want to make sure we're making good progress. And we are, so nice.
That Vault Hunter's chewing through waves like a fat kid through a cookie store. Now I want cookies. Here they come. It's the final wave. Don't die now. Shoot him.
Shoot him. I mean, this one shouldn't be near as bad as Open Wide, because you can get multiple people in one rocket burst. Oh shit. Goliath is a Goliath, what do you know?
That was sloppy, Vault Hunter.
What was sloppy? See, yeah, he's definitely gonna backstab us, right? But there's a plot twist. There's a plot twist. This thing is a lot more than just an arena. If I remember correctly. I remember having a shield. Is that what he said? Screw you. I don't think he's been hurt yet. It's the Vault Hunter! Yay!
Ding, ding, ding. That's it. The Vault Hunter wins and is now leaped up to rank number 5 on the leaderboard.
Oh shit. On the rise, baby.
Piston is proud of you. I've arranged for the stagehands to deliver some guns to you. Take them. Piston thinks this will be the start of a beautiful relationship.
Oh, we get some tokens for the quest. I forgot about that.
I'm not gonna share the Vault's prize with some no-name mercenary. I'm the greatest fighter who ever lived. I will open the vault myself. And you?
So there's supposed to be a vault.
Will get
Oh
the
yeah,
hell
yeah.
out of my arena.
There is.
That noise you're hearing is the arena filling up with Armstrong
Here's
gas.
the plot
I'll
twist.
turn off the cameras. Just breathe deep and pass out like a good little coward. What happened to the camera feed? Why do I hear gas? Did somebody drag the Vault Hunter away? I have no idea what is going on.
Looks like this is not the first time Piston's done this, huh? This must be how he's won so much, but hey. Torg says you're in Torg country now. There's no rules. It's gonna be up to us to kill him. It seems to me like at one time they actually took your guns away in this situation, which would, you know, make a lot more sense. Make you battle out with some weak guns, so you feel more like you've lost everything. That may have counted as a direct hit. I grabbed that stuff for Badass Rank Challenge because there's like a really, really, really long one that involves looting tons of whites and tons of greens. Parkour! Badass creator of Badassitude. They've got that like really detailed gradient in the text that really gives it that 80s WWE over the top feel. It's both like a gradient and also looks like it's kind of the place itself.
What the hell? Ladies and gentlemen, the Vault Hunter has disappeared from the arena. I don't know where the fuck did he go? Let me educate you, Torg. The Vault Hunter ran away. They found out they'd have to fight me, Piston, to become the #1 badass on Pandora. And they ran away like a little baby. Ran away? This is a travesty! I've got no choice. As the head of the Torg tournament, I must officially dump the Vault Hunter a coward!
Ooh, see, we get some tension there. Like, it seems so dumb, but that's actually a pretty good storytelling device right there. It's like, oh yeah, it ran. Torg believes him, even though we know it's not the truth.
Okay, it's straight up dog time. I know you ain't actually a coward, but fuck that twist ending didn't make for some good TV. Still, you're gonna need a new sponsor if you want to stay in the tournament. Get to the beatdown.
I prefer if there was like one more quest and you had to show that you weren't a coward to Torg, and then Torg would sponsor you himself, and then you would get to get back in the tournament and start trying to get your revenge. Classic 80s montage style, because a lot of this is like, you know, 80s Gears of War stuff, way over the top. Oh, let's change this up a little bit. We'll do what we normally do. We'll beat the main story, then we'll go in for the cleanup. This one we really do have to clean up, though. There'll be plenty of side quests that we need to do, and we'll have to do them. Yeah, it's not really hitting the spot either. I like also in this DLC that it feels much more like an actual area on Pandora. They put some houses in there and tire fires and stuff, so places for people to be, which is the thing they don't do a lot, like where are all these bandits coming from. I like when they give them camps like they did in Borderlands 1. It does feel a little more immersive in that way. Farm Uranus for electric chair. Relic. Alright, complete the story for the relic. May have to grab the shield then from the VIP rewards if it'll work. Alright, this is like a famous run. Blaster. This was a really good DLC to buy. Just for the farming opportunities alone. That's the third thing I think a DLC needs to do. Which is that it needs to provide more story. I think DLC should work as epilogue. Either epilogue or a bridge to the next one. Write this down. Epilogue or bridge needs some endgame stuff to it. And also needs to reward the purchase. It's like powerful items, quality of life, and like city skylines. You always get like I always think you should get something that's kind of like vaguely OP in a DLC. That's just like your instant reward for purchasing it. You don't even have to dig through the content. You just are going to be able to get some stuff that would really help you in the main game. And that's what Torg is really good about that. Torg has one in-game activity. It tells some story. It has some good environments. It's funny. And then it offered a lot of good farms. With the Torg vending machines were a really good addition. And then the Pyro Pete's bar is huge. That should have killed some people. That was probably not open wide. I gotta get really on these guys. Before we leave this DLC, we should have the rocket launcher and the open wide done. That way we play a little more naturally when we come into the next... When we come into Lilith.
I tell you, that Vault Hunter coward was like a child to me. I sponsored him, brought him up, and when it came down to the come down, he ran away in fear. How the mighty have fallen. Even with the whole coward.
There we go. Make you hate Piston real quick.
Number 5 badass on the Torg leaderboard, and Piston's number 1. You just gotta kill your way up the list, and then you'll be able to whip out your heroism and slap Piston in the face with it.
Torg's kind of being our mentor. Our sponsor or whatever. Okay, that's locked for now. I think we might not get that area until we... No. Pyro Pete's bar is in there. Both Pyro Pete and the bar is in there. Kind of cool. The monsters won't actually attack you. And rats are in there. I wish we knew more about the rats. Somebody probably does. There's some Borderlands lore experts out there. They know. They keep track of this stuff. Alright, well, I need to go back to an AR because we're already out of rockets. Hey, rockets. I wonder if that does more than our old rocket launcher. Nope. God, I wish there was more inventory space in this one. Alright. So there's an extremely rare item attached to this area that people will look for. Usually when they do like the legendary loot hunt thing, this is worth like 50 points or something stupid. And it's a cobra, which the cobra will spawn fairly often. It's the explosive cobra that's an ode to the one from Borderlands 1 that exists in this game as extraordinarily rare. And at one time people were talking about like how it's just way too rare, because it actually is pretty strong. And they were talking about changing it, but they never did. It was actually a bug. It wasn't supposed to be near as rare as what it is. Rare, but not like 1 in a million, which is what it is. It's 1 in a million, which is... It's kind of nice. Like, that is a neat Borderlands thing that keeps people going around, like Borderlands 1. Those unicorn items. But it can also be kind of obnoxious. But it does create some magic. I mean, you might get lucky enough to get to see one drop, and you know that you should go buy a lottery ticket the very next moment because you just saw something crazy. RNG gifted you something. You'll see cobras drop, just very, very, very rarely will it have the explosive element on it.
It's the coward. You're gonna burn.
It's the coward.
Burn, burn, burn. Flame me, bitch. Fire in the sky. Let's talk. Fire walk with me. Fire talk with me.
What the?
You'll kill Pyro Pete's ass at some point. But you
So we want to
gotta
keep
wait till you
this.
find out where he stashed that sponsor he kidnapped.
That's gonna help us get that
Otherwise,
achievement in the little
you can't
DLC.
rise up the leaderboards.
A lot of nukeums. If we see a casual Hulk, that'd be worth buying. If we have the coin. I kind of wish they would have used cash there, though. Like, just, I don't know. The cash economy in Borderlands 2 becomes useless. Because they end up introducing too many currencies, kind of Destiny-esque. Honestly, it is like Destiny. You get Seraph Crystals, you got tokens. There's another DLC that introduces coins too, I think, but... You just end up really only wanting either crystals, tokens, or iridium. And money becomes this thing that just is litter. Like Fortnite. Fortnite was bad about having tons and tons of loot that just didn't matter. Oh, it's string. Oh, it's bubblegum. Oh, it's duct tape. It's roots. Ooh. Which mattered, but it was just like this thing that you collect tons of just to use it, and... We're giving you tons of stuff. Yeah, you're giving me lots of fucking crafting materials that go in circles because you gotta craft your weapons breakdown. I always felt like Fortnite just had a lot of redundancy to it that I don't like. I don't like weapon breakdown either. The only game that I thought did weapon breakdown okay, and I was fine with, was Fallout 3. Fallout 3, I like that you, like, it breaks down over time. It's not crazy fast. And then you just put another weapon on it. So, like, it's a survival game. And it's a simple mechanic, but it did deepen the role-playing element. You know, you would use the parts from an assault rifle to fix up another assault rifle. And so you'd have to make that decision. There's a lot of pros to running a gun, but there's that cost too. You need to keep ammo in it. You need to be able to repair it. I don't like when they're like, oh, okay, it's another assault rifle, but you can't use that to repair an assault rifle. Why couldn't you? They use the exact same parts. Use the parts. Like Fallout and Fortnite, it's always got to be, no. The only way you can repair those items is you have to... It's a way to slow you down. I know why they do it, but you have to have string. You've got to have wood. You've got to have 15 pieces of metal. No, I don't. I can just fucking grab an assault rifle. If I want to fix up a van, and I own a van, I'll just use another van. Yeah, I could buy parts particularly, but never do you go and like, oh, I need a new Cadillac converter. I'll go to the forge and get some iron, and I'll go and get some machine shop to build some screws. Like, that's 10 times less realistic. That's... You would scavenge for things. Like, it's cool to be able to collect those things and turn them into traps and to craft unique weapons like they do in Fallout 3. But I don't like that it's like, you have to have these materials to either build a new one or to repair the old one. That... I think you're better off with not having that system at all. And in a game like Fortnite's not a survival game, really. You know, it's a tower defense game, sure, but survival in the sense of, like, Minecraft survival or Fallout 3, any Fallout game survival mode. So those elements are just there to slow you down. They're just there to slow you down. It's the way that you artificially inflate content, which content's hard to make and takes a lot of time, and it requires a lot of different assets. You gotta have animators, you gotta have writers, you gotta have programmers, the designers, the whole thing. And it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of money. But it waters down your game, which has become this huge problem. It's been a double whammy of waters down your game to say, well, we've only made like 12 hours of content. How do we stretch it to 40? Make it so that they have to jump through 30 different hoops to get to where they want to go. What's that mean? Means make them run the same exact mission 50 times to get all the string they require so they can build the one assault rifle so they have the power enough to shoot through this one level, but then once they shoot through that level, that assault rifle is basically broken, so they got to go do it again. And then you combine that with a whole lot of host of other elements, and suddenly you're talking about a real grind to get anywhere. And that's how you cover up what is typically very repetitive and simple content like Fortnite Save the World, where you only had, like, at launch, 5 different mission modes. That the only thing that changed is they introduced a couple new enemies. The lobber gets introduced, and then the smasher gets introduced, and then that's it. And then you just have a lot more enemies, and they have a lot more health. Now it's changed since they've introduced a lot of new modes, and it's changed some, but that's how it was.
Just pick a fight with the drunks and stay alive. I didn't sign up for this.
Oh, hey, I forgot you can get tokens in here. Continuing to try to work on open wide. Why does it say 2 viewers when I tap this way more than 2? It could be something with Twitch, but also it could be... You can lurk, but if you don't actually have the stream up and you're looking at it, like, it's up on your browser, it doesn't count as a viewer. They're pretty strict about it anymore. Yo, my wife is hot! What up, wife? Thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. So, like, we have a lot of lurkers, but if you don't actually have the stream up on your desktop, even if it's tabbed out or it's minimized, they won't count it as a viewer. Thanks for being here, wife. But we love our lurkers. We have the best lurkers. They're still getting their hours, and hey, we're just doing our thing. I don't sweat the numbers. You can't. Thanks for being here, wife. How are you doing today? How's Cincinnati? Are you enjoying the Ohio fall as much as I enjoy Ohio fall? This to me is the best time to be an Ohioan. We have very, very lovely mild falls. It looks like Florida's mostly being missed on this hurricane too, which is good. I got some family in Florida. Sounds like my mom actually has a house down in Florida too, and she's like, apparently her lawn's already been like completely tore up by the storm.
You'll have to kill him, and it will be awesome. Anything you want to add, Pete? No.
Love the weather, yeah, dude. It's great in Ohio. It's the best part about being an Ohioan.
You are welcome.
Let's go ahead and knock out the arenas. We'll knock it out so that we beat 3, and then we'll have 3 to use if we want to go ahead and farm these challenges out. Numbers Ree! How you doing, Wilso? Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Great, Wilso. Is your part of Georgia going to be impacted by the storm, Wilso? Do you know? Because you're more towards the center of Georgia, right? And it's going to be riding up the coast. Looks like pretty far off, thank God. I mean, you would know, obviously, but... I thought you were just, like, south of Georgia. Just not considered the rally point. I bet you get some great fall color around where you live. Yeah, the Hocking Hills. Yeah, usually. I mean, it just, you know, Ohio. You don't like the weather, wait 10 minutes, so... It just depends. One of 2 things happens, and actually one of 3 things happens, and the rarest of all is the third. And the first thing that usually happens is that we get an Indian summer, and it stays hot too long, and so the leaves don't change until really late in the season, and by the time they change, the weather's already getting really cold, and they die really quick. You know, the trees go into hibernation really quick. Then the second thing that can happen is that it turns cold too quick, and it rains a ton, and even though you have a lot of nice pretty fall colors, all the leaves fall off the trees. And so you go through fall, but all the leaves have already fallen, and it sucks. I don't know why this isn't working. And then the third thing that can happen, which might happen this year, because we've had a mild summer, for the most part. There was that heat wave in July, but otherwise it's been pretty mild. Oh, you just have to shoot. I already shot. That's weird. Because we're already getting leaves are changing color, and leaves are already starting to fall on some trees. Is it stays dry, it stays cool, stays mild, and you get a beautiful fall. Beautiful. And a good mushroom season, too. Yeah, we get the Hocking Hills, so we get, you know, big rolling hills and just get full of color. It's really nice, but we've become such a tourist area that it kind of ruins it, because the fucking cars get all clogged up, and the roads. We have this really, really beautiful natural splendor in my area, and we had this mare like 3 mares ago, and we were gonna have a Hyundai factory. We had a Goodyear factory move out when I was a kid. My town used to do really well. We had a Goodyear factory, we had Smedes, we had all kinds of stuff, and the city did well and ran a profit. So the town was kind of affluent. And then the Goodyear factory left. This is before even George Bush was president. This was in the 90s. Clinton was president. Not like that matters, but, you know, it was a part of a larger thing. Anyway, they left, even though they were making tons of money. And so we had a mayor after that who was offered by Hyundai to build another factory where the Goodyear plant was, because the plant's already there. And he said no, it would ruin the small town feel. Instead, what we did was we took a bunch of state money, this was even outside the mayor's control, and built a fucking massive state highway right through the middle of some of the most beautiful parts of my area. Put a bunch of hotels in, tons of touristy trap stuff, and that's that. Now the place is fucking crowded all summer. We used to, when I was a cross-country runner in high school, we used to fucking go out there and camp, and there'd be nobody pretty much. We'd run those trails. That was our training through the summers. We'd spend 2 weeks out there in July, and then throughout the summer, we'd keep going out to the hills and just fucking running them, and running those beautiful nature trails, which is the best part about being a runner. You can't do that anymore. They're too full of people. Help my small town feel right. Stupid. Stupid. We could have used the tax money, and we definitely could have used the jobs. And instead, I mean, really, the thing is, I worked for the county garage when I graduated high school, and I would say, they would always be pissed at the tourists. I'd say, why are you pissed at the tourists? Don't they kind of fund your job? And they say, no, because none of that revenue, we don't collect a bedroom tax, we don't collect any local taxes from the tourists, only a state tax. So our area gets totally screwed out of the whole thing. Granted, we're Ohioans and Americans, it's larger than that, I get that, but when you live in Appalachia, you know, your city and your area is right at the heart of all the shit that's going on with that stuff. You need the money, especially for your schools and your roads.
We're gonna skate to one song only.
Yo, show the Reaper! What up, Ashton? Thank you for being here. Ashton's a really good streamer, a really good guy. He's a Marine, he's great at games. He's gonna be a big Borderlands guy, he's an Apex Legends guy. Plays a variety of games, though. This is the Torg DLC, the badass creator of Badassitude. Move and empty my game room to give my niece my room. Move and empty my game room to give my niece my room. So what's gonna be your new game room then, Ashton? Is this gonna benefit you and your niece, or what's your plan for 3 then? Help my... No Ohio, Texas for you, that wordplay. Yeah, I've been there once for a wedding, but really didn't hike. Unfortunately, didn't have enough time. Yeah, well, it's all about the hikes, right? So hopefully you'll get to revisit. Hopefully you'll get to visit again. I mean, they've really fucking turned that place into a tourist haven. There's zip line rides, there's pony rides, any fucking thing you want to do. It's like going to Myrtle Beach. Like, I've been to Myrtle Beach, I've been to Lake Erie, and those places are fucking tourism industry, and that's what the Hocking Hills have become, is You know, everything's for sale. Everything's for sale. You want a blowjob? We got you. You want a fucking handy? We got you. You want to feel like you're a deer and run through the woods on a fucking motorbike and tear up nature? Go for it. And I guess it's okay, but the problem with those, you know, things is there's always people that live there. Like myself, and the idea that we don't collect bedroom tax blows my mind because we have a failing water plant. Anyways, when I run for mayor of this city in 2020, we'll get it under control. I'll be running under the Anarchy Party. My running mate will be Wilso. He'll be there. He'll be my largest critic, but also my VP. I'll try to hop on if it's not too late. Yeah, I'll be doing that 1 second, so let's do it. No more game room. I'll have to play in my bedroom, but my niece can move in with us. That's good. I'm glad your niece will get to move in with you. We used to have lots of room to game in your bedroom so you can keep streaming and stuff and enjoy Borderlands. You gotta want it right. Like I said, I'm glad people come here and visit. I hope you'll get to visit again, wife, and get to enjoy the trails and the nature because it is beautiful. But as someone who lives in this town, it's not the people that visit, it's our leadership. Our leader is actually pretty good right now. I like our current mayor. He was actually my cross-country coach. That tells you it's a small town. And the fucking athletic coach is your best bet for your mayor. He was my cross-country coach. He's a good guy. And he's doing his best. It's just that there was a lot of inept leadership up to that point. The last mayor we had was fucking awful. He was terrible. He had this program called Beautify Logan because he wanted to look good for all the, you know, bigger city people that come in. So that meant that if you were poor and your house looked a little bit in ill repair or derelict, the city would put a warrant out for your arrest and fine you until they felt like it was good. Well, first of all, beauty is subjective. This guy was a Republican. That's what's so weird about it. So we got screwed into this. My dad owned a lot of rentals, and you know, he's no longer with us, but the deal is, renters fucked those houses up. He was not picky about who he chose to rent the houses. They didn't pay their rent, and every single time he'd go to kick them out, they'd trash it. They'd fucking kick the walls in, tear the toilets up, like break the windows, the whole thing, dude. And it got to be too expensive. It got to be too expensive to maintain the properties. So he fell behind, and this Mayor Irving got in power. We failed this somehow. I don't know how I didn't die. And he started this Beautify Logan program, which is the last thing we needed, to fucking tax our own people harder. And he would show up to the courthouse because they were always giving him a fine or a warrant or some shit, and no cops would show up. And so then he'd have to pay all the court fees and then show up again, and a month later, and they would not show up again, and it never got resolved, and we ended up working our ass off just to fix what we could fix. And then the whole program was canceled. Not only that, he did another stupid-ass thing, which I just learned about because I had to, as you know, wife, you're in Ohio, and you got to pay municipal taxes in this state. Well, Kasich was elected. You know, Kasich was elected when there was the whole recession going on, and there was budget shortfalls going on throughout the country. As the economy went down, states weren't able to cover entitlements, or teachers and firefighters, policemen. The whole thing was going to pot, and he got elected. And one of the things he did to try to modernize Ohio's taxes is he passed this resolution that you could keep doing municipal taxes. It was called like HR 2. But that you had to tax at a uniform rate. So nobody could tax over 2%. No municipality. Our Mayor Irving, in all of his bountiful wisdom, decided to declare a state of emergency. A state of emergency. Because a fellow Republican. That's why I have no idea where Irving... Political parties don't matter in a mayor race. Not really. Unless it's a really big city, but even then. But it's still weird. Because he said that he believed that this would be, you know, you have your local attorney. You have two attorneys in a small town, and one will be a witness, one will be the executor, and they signed off on this and the whole thing. This even went above the city council. It was some politics. It wasn't not covered in our local newspaper either, which pisses me off. that we were going to continue to tax at like 6%, 4%, whatever it is. I think it's 4% now. Because he felt that it would be illegal under our state constitution and would show up in the Supreme Court. Well, that case has never gone before the Supreme Court of Ohio, the state Supreme Court. And as far as I know, my town continues to tax at its own municipal rate illegally, but no one gives a fuck because it's just another small town in America. But it still pissed me off because it meant my taxes were higher. Emergency! It's just the oddest thing. And you would think that the larger point is you'd think your local newspaper would pay attention to that, but in a small town, all they're really paying attention to is how the fuck's the football team going to be this year. If Johnny fucking football's looking good and the linebacker looks strong this year, and I think we're going to kick the shit out of our rivals. But about us being taxed 2% higher than everybody else, and you get double fucking win.
Ready to grab a beer and kick some rear.
Kill badasses among the bar patrons. Am I repeating it?
Just pick a fight with the drunks and
I think I only have 2 minutes 30 seconds to kill the badasses. That's my problem. I'm not paying any attention. I'm sitting here talking about local politics and making it so that the trolls can easily swat me and kill me in my sleep. All one troll we have who is, you know, still dedicated to Battleborn. Not you, wife. Somebody else. A man named Mr. Soulless. Alright, so for the sake of getting this done, I'm gonna fucking go ahead and go into super mode. I'm gonna go Super Saiyan here for a moment. Put out our grog and our herald and fucking get to it. Gonna be flag still. Alright, you seem settled on that water. Good. Johnny Football, your welfare. Our bedroom is pretty big. I'll come visit you when you throw down CowboyCon 2020. Yeah, we gotta think about going to TwitchCon at some point, all of us. I mean, shit. We'll have to all visit one another. I think you're the only California native, though. Water would be alright. He's out of Washington. You guys would all be close. To be fair, I love my town, and I love my state, but these are the things that upset me. These are the things that upset me. I don't know, this town's my permanent fucking home, but who knows? I'm just a simple man. Alright, I can't fucking miss this shit. There he is. I think one of the problems is the other bar patrons can actually kill him. Hey, we did it. Nice. Okay. This is the best part of this DLC. Like, if you're just going to invest because you want to have something that is going to help you across your entire lifetime of play with Borderlands 2, buy the Torg DLC because of this fucking bar. You can farm on it. You can do challenges on it. You can literally prestige your badass rank on it. You can get tokens on it. You can get money on it. You can get loot on it. It's so good. It's just a nice small room too. Really focused. Vending machine up here. You can make money. West side till I die. Oh, oh yeah, okay, good. Sounds like the Gatlinburg, Virginia, right? Water, take this Moxie Ruby back. I don't want to sell it, since you want it back. But it's just sitting here. I'm gonna need your help killing Pyro Pete if you don't mind, if you want to grab it then. And we need to trade to do it, because I need to trade once for a badass rank challenge. And I just saw your party invite, Walter. I don't get notifications except on my phone because of the whole streaming thing, so. Let's see how we're doing on this. Hopefully it's before I go night-night. Shit, you were still awake. You were hanging out when I invited you last night. I saw you sent me a party invite, so you must have been awake. But I didn't see it until 5 in the morning when I got into bed. Well, you go to bed regardless. I'm getting the shit done today. This is it. This is the finale.
No, it was a trap. This must come as an incredible shock.
With Pete dead, that sponsor chicken kidnapped shouldn't be far.
Torg should be our sponsor. Like, that should be the twist. You gotta prove you're not a coward to Torg. And then Torg sponsors you. And you have the ultimate showdown. Should I get it now? I guess you might as well get it now. Shit. You feel like you're gonna be going night-night. You're on the fucking West Coast, too. It's like 5 o'clock for you. It's 4 o'clock. What are you talking about night-night with? It's almost midnight here in the rest of America. You guys are just starting your day over there. That just about killed us. You wake up at 4:30 in the morning? Damn, you're an early riser. Have you always been a morning person? I'm just joking around with you, Water. I'm only joking around with you, Water. Sure you wake very early.
The most buxom sponsor of the history of Pandora.
They took those tits up to level 100 for this one. They took the bounce up to Dead or Alive, Extreme Beach Volleyball, Eat Your Heart Out. How do you appear in every DLC? How do they force you in every DLC? Is it just because the fucking sales go up every single time you're in it? Meet your new sponsor. Alright, well you better jump in now then. I was only joking around with you, Water.
And given how tragically long it's been since I ran my own fighting ring, I want Torx Coliseum for myself. I think it's time you and I became partners. With benefits. Head back to the main crater and we'll talk strategy.
Alright. Is that right? Never mind, Water. Stay away. This is between Moxie and I. No worries, I'm coming. Send an invite. Did you think I was insulting you? I mean, I didn't call you a whore or something. Water's offended. Can I watch? Absolutely not. Now that you're offended, no. This is between Moxie and I only. Now you have weekends off. Do you have Friday off for Borderlands 3? Didn't you request that off or something, Water? I hate that this VIP program did not give us that Norfleet. Would have made that challenge super easy.
So you found another sponsor. That's sweet, baby. But let me explain something. You're still just a no-name mug with muscles like wet noodles. My pets are laughing at you right now. You hear that?
What was that? That cut off? Invite me to party. I'll tell you real quick. Tell me real quick about what?
Oh my god.
Oh my god, says Water. I can hear you, Water, so don't say anything too incriminating. He's like, this guy's such a fucking asshole.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, oh yeah, I can hear you. You were about to say something hella
Oh,
incriminating.
you've read my mind. Holy shit.
Alright, well, we're basically talking now, so go ahead. What's up? We're talking with only the most annoying of delays.
Yeah, I ended up getting that Friday off.
Oh, good. Good. Glad to hear it. Alright, well, I'll be waking
I
up
was
with
more
you.
offended
We'll both be
because,
early risers.
I legit try to watch your stream all the time.
Oh, you were actually offended? I was only joking around with you. Yeah, well, thank you. I really appreciate that. It means a lot.
Not at the fact that you think
I am grateful
that,
for that.
like, I'm crash out on you or anything like that. More... Can't do this.
I'm only joking with you, Water. This isn't something serious. But thank you for watching the stream all the time. I really appreciate it. Next week
So
you start
hard to
your
talk to
stream.
you right now.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it is. There we go. Sweet. You didn't lose your ruby.
Oh my gosh. Do you need help with anything, or was that it?
That's it for now. If you're still awake, I'll bug you a little bit. If you don't mind.
You want a modded Norfleet and stuff, or no modded weapons?
Oh, I better not. I better not, just since we're streaming. You never know what Randy's USB is gonna...
Keep it all nice and integral. Alright, I'm out of here.
Yes, alright. See you, Water. Full of integrity as we cheese our way through raid bosses with high-level friends.
There's a legit drop out there.
Oh, yeah? Did you dupe it? Did you dashboard? How did you get a pearl at 52? Where did it go? What the hell? That's weird. What the fuck? Oh, there it is. You can has. Well, thank you, Water. Did you dupe it? Oh, we'll do main story then come back. As we've been saying. Thank you for the help, Water. Yeah, man, I was only kidding you. Oh, we're just bros, dude. We're just bros. We're allowed to, you know, punch one another. I can put my arm to the right, you put your arm to the left, and as long as we don't make eye contact, it's not gay. We'll see on Mixer.
With Pyro beat dead, you're now the number 4 badass on Pandora. Grats, motherfucker.
Grats. I'm hoping. I've been watching a lot of the YouTube stuff, like clips from Twitch put on YouTube involving Classic WoW, and how much excitement's in that community, and how people are grinding and like streaming their sleep and then waking right up and leveling again. I have fingers crossed, stream, that we all get that experience, like yourself, Walter, or No Man's Sky. Oh yeah, dude, go play No Man's Sky. Again, I'm just joking around. I'm just joking around. It's no big deal. You guys are not obliged to me in the least, and I appreciate the help. But I'm hoping we all get that experience of fucking go hard time. Like, everyone's excited. Kind of no life the game for a little bit, a week or something. Something really organic that I think is probably going to burn itself out soon enough, but while it's here, it's neat and it's fun. Going on Classic WoW, that I hope we Borderlands guys get with Borderlands 3. Or Borderlands people, excuse me. See you on D-Live, dog. We hit that pretty hard. That crate right there, I'm pretty sure, is one of them that's supposed to have a pretty nice drop rate. It's just a song about Ohio. Carry Me, Ohio. The song that's good for Ohio is I Went Back to Ohio. This is like fucking Ohio is a dead land, which is how many people do feel. Pearl, you're always around. You were in Sanctuary. How do you have a bar? How are you everywhere at once, Moxie? You're on Elpis right now, aren't you?
Don't worry. There's nothing better than getting to third.
Ow, holy shit. Ew.
The Motor Mama. You'll need to train a little before you take
Oh, this boss fight's kind of funny.
I hired the best trainer in the business. Go meet her.
Where's the pumpkin? So this can't be a gearbox area without that pumpkin chilling around somewhere.
With your training, you'll be ready to lure her out.